everybody. What's up? Welcome back to OCD-60, as always hosted by Ben Tufts.
And Chase Ferdinand.
Today, we're on our second episode. Just a quick recap if you missed the first one or if you don't remember. We pick a year each episode, and we talk about rock and metal things that happened that year. So this episode is 2004. As you can see, the collection here for 2004 is a bit more sparse than it was for 1994. So, Chase, I'll let you start this one.
All right, well, I'm just going to start off with a question.
Yeah.
What's your favorite album from 2004?
That's a hard question because it's quite possibly one of the two on the table.
That's fair.
American Idiot and Hot Fuss. Both of those are fantastic albums that I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
American Idiot, obviously I talked about it on the first episode, being like basically the record that made me who I am, that made me fall in love with music.
Right.
Hot Fuss also was just a staple of my childhood. I always listened to that album. That album and Sam's Town both, but I think that one's better.
Yeah, I agree. I love Sam's Town, but Hot Fuss was...
Yeah, I mean, that one's just perfect songs back to back.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But also in 2004, a lot of good metal records came out, even though I'm more of an 80s metal guy.
Right.
Leviathan by Mastodon came out, which
Mm-hmm.
obviously is like their first big one that kind of broke them. And one of my all-time favorite bands, Woods of Ypres. You probably heard me talk about them before.
Yeah, I've heard you talk about them, but I don't think I've ever listened to them.
Their first full length, which is technically Woods 2, but it was their first full length. Their first record was an EP. Came out in 2004, The Pursuit of the Sun and the Allure of the Earth, and it's good. I mean, it's not as good as Woods 4 and 5, which are albums that I consider like absolutely flawless.
Yeah.
But it's a really cool record. They have a really cool sound. You can definitely hear them, kind of exploring that and finding their sound.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. I think for sure mine is Siren Song of the Jesus.
Siren Song of the Jesus? Never heard that one.
No, Siren Song of the Counterculture.
Yeah. I can remember hearing Swing Life Away all the time on the radio.
Oh, yeah, no, that was all over the place. I mean, talk about, because that was their debut album?
It was at least their first big one. It might have been, if it wasn't their debut, it was probably their major label debut.
Well, you see, I don't know now, actually, because the way Spotify lists it, it shows the Unraveling before.
Mm-hmm.
But it says it's a reissue in 2005. But it wouldn't surprise me if this was the first album.
Let me see.
I was going to say, I might have to look that
There
up.
were 2 records before it.
Really?
But those were on, okay, now I'm looking at the Wikipedia. So this is their major label debut. The first 2 were on Fat Wreck Chords, which is Fat Mike from NoFX. That's his label.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of, like an indie punk label.
Yeah.
And then Siren Song was on Geffen. So, I mean, that's a huge record label. Guns N' Roses and Aerosmith were signed to David Geffen's label. So
Yeah, no. I remember... Unfortunately, it wasn't that long of a set. I don't remember if I talked about it last week.
You mentioned it.
The Fall Out Boy, Rise Against, and Machine Gun Kelly, of all people, at Wrigley Field. Rise Against was actually on their own tour at the time.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, no, they were on a separate... they were on their own headlining tour, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
But because they were performing at Wrigley, they just jumped on Fall Out Boy's tuner as the opener before them. So MGK got a short set. Rise Against got a shorter set than I wanted.
How long was it? Like half an hour?
Maybe 45.
Mm.
Yeah. And then Fall Out Boy was like the hour and a half, hour 45,
of course,
whatever it was. But I mean, I need to see Rise Against again because that was, even for the short set at Wrigley, which, God, I hate.
Yeah, we got into that a little bit, yeah.
But
I've never seen them, but I'd really like to.
Yeah, no, they are.
Yeah.
Because they're all still together as a band
Yeah,
overall.
I think they dropped an album this year.
They did.
Yeah.
It was June of this year, like literally a few weeks ago.
Yeah, because that's why it was Rise Against Day, because it was like their 25th anniversary as a band or some shit.
Yeah, because, Lori Lightfoot knows everything about Rise Against, I'm sure.
Yeah. Politicians love Rise Against.
I'm sure she's a huge fan.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell that was about. I don't know why.
Who knows?
I'm sure that was not her decision.
No. God, no. That was like some 20-year-old kid that works for it. It's like, this band's from Chicago, man.
This band's from Chicago, and they're releasing another album, so, like...
Yeah.
They're gonna do it.
Other bands from Chicago that released albums in 2004, I'm fairly certain Wilco released an album in 2004. Now, I'm not a
clue who that is.
They play them on XRT all the time. I'm not a huge Wilco fan, but they're decent. I mean, they're not bad. Yeah, Ghost is Born by Wilco. That one's, I've heard a couple songs off of it, I think. I mean...
Now, one album, because I know we talked back and forth before this started to kind of get a better idea of everything that came out that year. Contraband came out that year. The Velvet Revolver album.
Yeah, I remember talking about that, yeah. And we discussed that record a little bit, yeah.
That was that was a good album.
Yeah, and that's Duff McKagan / from Guns N' Roses.
Yep. Scott Weiland.
And then I don't remember who the drummer was.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I mean, once Slash left Guns N' Roses and started playing with just whoever.
I was going to say, because I mean, now he's going around with Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators.
Speaking of which, I believe the first Alter Bridge record came out in 2004.
It did. Metalingus and, what's the, Open Your Eyes, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miles Kennedy is fantastic.
Oh, absolutely.
I'd love to see Slash with Miles Kennedy because he blows Axl Rose out of the water. Even Axl Rose in 1987.
Right. Oh, absolutely. No, I saw Guns N' Roses in 2017, and it was more of just cool. I got to see Guns N' Roses.
They're going on tour again. I don't know if I'll look for tickets.
Yeah, I mean, I saw them once.
Yeah.
So I think I'm good. Kind of like how Kiss is going on tour this year, but I haven't seen Kiss.
Yeah. I just want to see I Was Made for Loving You live. I'm trying to see.
I'm more surprised they're going to be at the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater.
I mean, that's a pretty big stop for bands nowadays. Sabbath stopped there on the end tour. I've seen Iron Maiden there twice. Iron Maiden always stops there if they tour the U.S.
Yeah, but Kiss has always been, like, Kiss is known for, like, the stadium tour because of their pyro and shit. They don't have a lot of freedom with the pyro and stuff there because of the...
roof.
Yeah, the overhang.
Yeah, but I mean, like... I don't know. Kiss has already done like 3 farewell tours, so you know at this point.
So is Ozzy. No,
Ozzy's done 2. He's done 2. He did No More Tours and No More Tours 2. Yeah, I saw No More Tours 2.
We were both.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually just watched a live video with Billy and Justin from the No More Tours tour, and it was live VHS, live and loud, and it was insane, absolutely wild.
Now. I don't know why. Let's see here. Yeah, no, Bowling for Soup.
1985. Debbie just hit the wall, man. Yeah.
Never had it all.
See, that song is stupid and objectively not good at all. But God, it's entertaining.
No, but it was such a fucking... Oh, well. I tried. It was such a big part of the early 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
But like, Bowling for Soup in general, because Almost was on that record.
When I hear Bowling for Soup, I just think of Phineas and Ferb and Jimmy Neutron, man.
Yeah?
Because they did the theme songs for both of those.
They did do the Phineas and Ferb theme song.
Yeah, and then they did the one for the movie.
They did the one for the movie. Yeah, no. A lot of people are like, yeah, no, they did the Jimmy Neutron theme. Like, they redid it for the movie.
Right.
But
the movie actually came out first, and then they made a TV show about it.
God, has it been that long?
Yeah, the movie came out first.
Why didn't they just use the same song and...
Probably couldn't pay for the licensing for the entire series, you know?
I mean, yeah. I guess Disney always did have more money for Nickelodeon.
Yeah, exactly.
But, I mean, as far as that goes, I was always more of a Nickelodeon kid. between the two.
I always watch Cartoon Network more. In all
Okay,
honesty.
well, I mean, yeah, like Cartoon Network was pretty intertwined with Nick. I guess I just more meant between Disney and Nick. It was definitely more Nick.
Yeah, that's fair. Wow, we got sidetracked.
That's kind of what this show's about. Cause
yeah, that's kind of what we do here.
I don't really care where it goes per se.
Also, 2004. I know you and I discussed this a little bit earlier. Volume 3, Subliminal Verses.
Yes.
Which, I mean, their debut was huge, but Volume 3 is arguably like the most mainstream.
Absolutely.
Because it had Duality and Before I Forget, which are both really, really good songs.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I still remember, I think Before I Forget was probably the first music video
Really?
I saw.
Really?
The one where all their masks are hung up.
Yeah,
or
they're
whatever,
all unmasked, but it's shot from like the shoulders down.
Yeah. No, it was on MTV or VH1.
Yeah.
It was one of the two. But yeah, no, I believe that was the first music video from Slipknot I have seen.
Yeah. That's probably my favorite music video from them too.
Yeah. Crossfade's self-titled came out that year.
Really?
Yes. I know Cold.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
I'm not really familiar with it at all. Yeah.
No, I do think one of the bigger ones for sure though is Chuck by Sum 41.
Yeah.
I believe that is I think that's their first album.
I'm trying to think of the album cover, and if it's the one I'm thinking of, then
it's the that green like drawn.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Sum 41 is actually, I'm not a huge pop punk fan. I'm more of a hardcore punk fan, but Sum 41 is pretty good.
Yeah, no, I love this pop punk stuff. Like back in 2018 when I went to Rock USA, I got to see Sum 41.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember me and my buddy Quentin, I had won tickets to meet Pop Evil.
Okay, I remember you telling me that, yeah.
So I met, and it was one of those just like, yeah, meet and greet with Pop Evil. And it's like, cool, you take a picture and you get out.
Right, yeah.
It was a meet, but it wasn't really like a greet. Like,
yeah, it was like, hey, what's up, man? Go now.
Yeah, no, I mean, I did the same thing with MGK 2 days later.
Yeah.
So it was really weird. But, no. Met Pop Evil. Didn't really listen to Pop Evil at the time.
I still don't really listen to them that much.
Started getting into them more. Pretty good, actually. And then I skipped their set after meeting them to stay front row on the other stage for Sum 41.
Yeah.
And that was so much fun. It was maybe one of the worst decisions I have ever made at a concert. I had just bought a drug rug.
Oh, Jesus.
And I didn't want to hold it.
So you put it on.
So I put it on.
Jesus.
And it had to be maybe like 98 degrees out, maybe pushing 100.
Oh, yeah.
Beating sun in Wisconsin.
Yeah, front row.
Front row.
In a pit.
And I was going to say, I'm moshing. It was bad. I'm surprised I didn't like pass out.
But was it entertaining?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was front row Sum 41, but it was cool too because they hadn't released their most recent album yet.
The one with the black cover with the skull on it.
Yeah. I can't think of the name right now, but I think is it Turning Away?
Maybe.
That's a song on it.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's the title of it. I could look it up while I'm sitting here. But so it was all like their greatest hit stuff. So there was a ton of stuff off of Chuck being played. And no, I'm also wrong again because Chuck is their third album.
Oh.
Which really throws
All
me
Killer
off.
No Filler was probably the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought Does This Look Infected came out after Chuck.
No, it was All Killer No Filler, and then Does This Look Infected?
Then Chuck, and then Underclass Hero, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
It's order in decline.
Because with them, like, All Killer No Filler came out, and they were huge instantly.
They were.
Like,
no, you're right. I don't know why I thought Chuck was. I kind of forgot about Chuck for a while because I don't think it got a lot of radio play.
No, because you had In Too Deep, and oh man, why can't I think of the name?
I mean, All Killer No Filler. You had Fat Lip,
Fat
and
Lip.
Too
That's
Deep,
it. Yeah.
and then
you had Still Waiting on the Does This Look Infected?
yeah, oh yeah, you had the Hell song. No, Still Waiting. Thanks for Nothing. Like,
Yeah.
but then yeah, no, Chuck just didn't get. And then Underclass Hero came out, and that had like With Me and Best of Me and
Yeah, so the radio just kind of skipped Chuck.
yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
that's maybe why I thought it was their first album, because typically that's how it goes.
Yeah.
It's like if you don't see an album that you recognize, it's most likely they're for like first or second album.
Yeah.
But and you know what? I wonder when Brown Sound left, if that has anything to do with.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he's back now. All right, we're off on a Sum 41 tangent now. God, I feel like Nick in our Songwriter Sunday sessions posted here at Region Buzz 219. If you could check those out on our Facebook and YouTube page as well. Hopefully in podcast form soon. But
Yeah.
apparently there's issues with trying to get this on Spotify and whatever.
Yeah,
even though
we have it scheduled to be posted on Spotify and Apple and Google Play. So if you're waiting on that, which I mean, if you are, you're already watching.
yeah,
this.
right.
But it should hopefully happen soon. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I have to look into it today and tomorrow. I have tomorrow off, so I'll look into
Yeah.
that more, because I think that this will probably get more ground as a true podcast, probably not more of a video thing, but we figured anyways we might as well do the video.
Yeah, I apologize for yawning so much. I'm not even that tired.
Yeah, no, the first one we recorded at like 11 o'clock at night, and this one we're recording at like 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And I am definitely more active at one of those.
Yeah, no, I agree. So I gotta ask,
Yeah.
if we're gonna talk about the early 2000s, the album Breakaway by Kelly Clarkson came out in 2004.
Oh, God, Jesus.
How
Yeah,
do you-
no, can't say I've ever listened to it all the way through. I mean, I've heard
I
stuff
have not
on the
heard
radio,
it all the way
but-
through, but that had more of a rock element than I thought it would. Listening
Yeah,
back, it was more of like that pop rock.
yeah, it's what was big in the early 2000s.
Right. But, I mean, you look at people that come off of, like, these shows now, because, I mean, obviously pretty sure she won American.
She won American Idol the first season, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, she was the first winner. But you look at her music now, and it is not what that was.
No.
Personally, I preferred this album, like, where this was going.
I can't say I like either personally, but I mean,
Granted, I like A Day to Remember's version of Since You've Been Gone.
Yeah.
Better.
if I had to pick one, I'd pick the first one, but I'd rather not pick.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I've seen A Day to Remember. I only saw them once. I was supposed to see them a second time, but COVID happened. So.
Yeah. Speaking of them, kind of similar band, 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge came out in 2004 by My Chemical Romance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did.
And I gotta say, I'm not a huge My Chemical Romance fan, but
You know,
they do have some good music, and I'd say that that's my favorite record by them.
Yeah. No, I agree there. I always thought the Used were better out of the two.
Okay.
Like, because I know that a lot of people were
Comparing the two.
comparing the two, because they had a very similar sound.
Yeah.
Like In Love and Death came out that year by the Used.
Okay.
If you don't really know it, it's like, I guess the bigger songs were like Take It Away, All That I've Got, I'm a Fake, and then actually surprisingly, the cover of Under Pressure
Really?
by My Chemical Romance and the Used
Oh,
is
I
on
don't
that
think I've
record.
ever heard that.
Actually a really good cover. I was very surprised by
Huh.
it.
Yeah, see, I'm not very familiar with the Used. I just know My Chemical Romance because they get played on the radio all the time.
Right.
But 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge is pretty good. I prefer that one over Welcome to the Black Parade all day.
Agreed. No, I love Welcome to the Black Parade, but like there was just, I don't know. That one just started it more for,
Yeah.
I guess, the scene.
Yeah.
But then Black Parade came out and the scene was just that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I said, I like them, but was I pissed when Riot Fest decided before any of the lineup drop was like, hey, My Chemical Romance is going to be here and tickets are on sale now.
Yeah.
Like, Riot Fest was never... Most festivals are not supposed to be about one band.
Well, and like, so Riot Fest did it, oh man, it was probably like 5 years ago at this point. The original Misfits with Glenn Danzig reunited at Riot Fest. And like, that being the focus of Riot Fest makes way more sense to me than My Chemical Romance being the focus of Riot Fest, because My Chemical Romance already reunited and did their reunion shows. Riot Fest was going to be the original Misfits reunion show.
Right.
And so like billing it as the Misfits and then Riot Fest makes more sense than billing it as My Chemical Romance in Chicago and then Riot Fest.
Yeah, no, it might sound like a insult almost, but My Chemical Romance definitely seemed more of a headliner for like Warped Tour.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Riot Fest is more hardcore metal and weird shit. I mean, Devo's on the lineup this year.
Yeah.
You know, and Guar plays every year. Like, Riot Fest is more metal, hardcore, and weird experimental new wave, whereas My Chemical Romance is way more mainstream and pop punk, which caters way more to the Warped Tour crowd than it does the Riot Fest crowd.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, it's not an insult at all. It's just, you know, you don't just like you look at some lineups like Download Festival in the UK. Biffy Clyro is a headliner alongside. Yeah, he's like an alternative singer-songwriter, and he's headlining next to Iron Maiden. And Download is a metal festival. Like, festival lineups are just kind of weird now. Journey's headlining Lala. Like, yeah, Journey is headlining Lala.
Are they? I didn't see them on the... You know what? I did see them on the lineup. Because Foo Fighters is also there.
Yeah.
And, like, I would love to see Journey, and I would love to see Foo Fighters. But the hell if the first time I see both of those bands is going to be at Lollapalooza.
Yeah, I saw Foo Fighters. They're really good live.
Yeah, no, I just... Lala's not the crowd I want to see.
If you want to see a band, don't go to Lollapalooza. I'm sorry. But if you want to see... If you have any desire to see a band and see that band as that band, in that band's element, don't go to Lolla.
Right, because... I can't tell you almost how pissed I would have been if I would have gone to Lolla like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I saw Metallica for the first time.
Yeah. Like, that was like 5 years ago at this point.
It?
Yeah.
God. Yeah, no, that's just not the crowd. I mean, now granted, if this was like we were talking earlier, like in the late 90s.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But Lollapalooza got bought, right?
Perry Farrell stopped it and then sold it, I believe.
Okay.
And they have some kind of agreement where I'm pretty sure he plays there every year now.
Okay.
Because it started as actually the farewell tour for Jane's Addiction, and then he just kept doing it, and then he stopped it and then sold
That's
it.
true, yeah. No, that is, it's just not what it used to be. Speaking of festivals, in Chicago, there's been the rumor, because Warped Tour ended.
Right,
and Kevin Lyman was, like, the director of all of it. And COVID, of course, stopped it.
Right.
He was also the creator of Mayhem.
Okay.
And Mayhem, I guess, was supposed to come back last year.
Really?
Yeah. And so I'm curious if Mayhem's gonna come back.
Probably, I mean...
Because I know Franz from...
Attila.
Has been trying to work with Kevin to try and bring Warped Tour back.
Of course he has. Of course he has.
I saw Attila. It was an interesting show.
That is a band I have no desire to ever see. My God. They're like Limp Bizkit, but worse.
Man.
Speaking of Limp Bizkit, they're apparently headlining on the same day as Journey.
Are they
Lala.
really?
So get this. The Saturday headliners for Lala are Post Malone, Journey, Megan Thee Stallion, and Limp Bizkit.
Oh, my God.
Foo Fighters are headlining on the same day as Modest Mouse, who also released an album
this year, in
2004. Yeah.
I was going to say, yeah, in the year that we're not talking about anymore.
Good news for people who love bad news. Float On. Yeah, I saw them open for the Black Keys.
Really?
And yeah, they were pretty good. I mean, I felt like their set went on a little too long, in all honesty. But they were pretty good. And then Franz Ferdinand also released a song in 2004, or an album. I mean,
and in all reality, they released a song.
Well, yeah, but now I'm trying.
Because Take Me Out ended up being, and I remember seeing the interview about it like a couple years ago or something, and they were like I don't regret the song, but like
yeah,
that blew up, and then it shut them down just as fast because it damn near made them one-hit wonders.
Oh yeah, I was looking it up because to me that song, I've always thought that almost knocked my mic over. I've always thought that Paralyzer by Finger 11 was just a heavier version of Take Me Out, but that song didn't come out until 2007.
2004 was a weird year because we got a U2 album.
After nobody cared about U2 anymore.
How did Dismantle an Atomic Bomb?
I don't know if I've ever heard a single song off of that one at all.
Yeah, you've heard Vertigo.
Okay, yeah. I like 80s U2 a lot.
Yeah.
And I like War, Octung Baby. Those are both great albums. The Unforgettable Fire. And then they just became a pop band, and it was like, this isn't really interesting all that much anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as you can tell, Chase obviously listens to way more music from 2004 than I do.
Right.
Actually, another album, I have it on CD, but God knows where it is. Tom Waits released an album in 2004.
Really?
Real Gone. I remember listening to that one. Well, I wouldn't say I listened to it, but it was on a lot when I was little, and I always actually really liked it. He actually did a song in the movie Robots, if you remember that movie.
I literally just watched it like a week and a half ago. I shit you not.
Yeah, there was a Tom Waits song in that movie actually.
Huh.
Yeah, so a lot of people hate Tom Waits because he's got that gravelly voice,
Right.
But
right.
I've always really liked Tom Waits, and that's Real Gone's a pretty good album.
Huh. There were really no movies that came out that had.
Yeah.
Nope, I lied. The SpongeBob SquarePants movie came out, and I tell you what, the parody of "I Want to Rock," I'm a Goofy Goober.
Oh Jesus.
That defined our generation 100%. No arguments to be made.
Holy
there is nothing
shit.
you can say to convince me otherwise. That did
I really
not.
can't. I really can't. Jesus Christ. Did this really... We just went from talking about Tom Waits to talking about SpongeBob. Did this really just happen?
I don't know how we're going to keep doing this show.
Oh, man. No, it's great.
This is episode 2.
This is
and
amazing.
We are so far off track, it seems like.
We're not, though. We're talking about music in 2004.
Vaguely, yeah. But no, it's...
No, this is going great. This is exactly what I wanted to happen, in all honesty.
Did, when you were a kid, did you ever watch, like, WWE wrestling?
I did not,
No? Okay. They, I guess this kind of ties into it because it wasn't in 2004. I'm sure it was after that.
Okay.
Is when Edge, he started using Metalingus as his intro.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
And so that's where I first heard that song.
Gotcha.
But WWE had a lot of money to just put into their music.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they licensed, I don't remember who, because, again, I never watched wrestling, but Cult of Personality was something.
That was CM Punk's,
yeah.
That was CM Punk's song after he came back.
Okay.
Because he left. Before that was, It was a Killswitch Engage song.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Killswitch Engage, you know what album we haven't talked about
The
yet?
End of Heartache.
Yes. Did that come out in 2004?
I believe something by them came out.
Because I was gonna say similar band, Ashes of the Wake by Lamb of God came out in 2004.
Yeah.
And that's a really good album. I love Randy Blythe. He seems like a really cool dude. He's a really good vocalist. Mark Morton's really talented. His solo stuff has been really cool.
Yeah, no, The End of Heartache came out 2004.
Yeah, I saw them live actually, and I'm not a huge Killswitch Engage fan, but they were co-headlining with Anthrax when I saw them.
Really?
Which is an interesting co-headliner.
Yeah.
But they were good live.
They're gonna be with Are they with Slipknot?
Oh yeah, actually.
Are they on the road show?
Yeah. It's them and Fever 333, I think, or Code Orange.
No, it's Code Orange and Trivium, right? No,
Trivium is with Megadeth and Lamb of God.
Yep.
No, it's either Fever 333 or Code Orange is opening for Slipknot.
Code Orange is with Slipknot for sure, but it's 4 bands.
Oh yeah, because Code Orange I know is playing actual Knotfest in Iowa, which I so want to go to.
Yeah, no, that lineup is
insane. Faith No More. Faith No More is the main one I want to see on that lineup.
It's Fever 333, Code Orange, Killswitch Engage, and Slipknot.
Oh, so all of the ones.
No.
So we were arguing about nothing, is what you're saying.
Yeah, no, they're all gonna be there, and that just is another reason why I just need to go.
Yeah. The best part of Killswitch Engage's set when I saw them, you've heard their cover of Holy Diver, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They did that live and brought out. So the way that they bridged, they didn't even step off stage and the stage got set up for Anthrax. They did Holy Diver. They played it. Jesse started singing it, and then Joey Belladonna comes out and starts singing it with him, and then slowly more members of Anthrax just come out and start playing the song, and then bam, Anthrax's set starts.
Huh.
Yeah. It was really cool.
That's weird. I remember Rock USA 2019. I didn't see them because it was me and my buddy Quentin. It was the third day, and it was like the morning. No, it was the night before, and we were camping there. The year before, we stayed at his trailer over at a park like a half hour away.
Okay.
This year we decided to camp, and it was pouring. Rock USA, it was awful about it apparently. Always was raining this week. It was god awful.
Okay.
So we stayed at the trailer. We drove to the trailer because our site was just soaked.
Okay.
It wasn't worth it. And we go out to breakfast the next morning. And we're like, okay, we'll probably end up going. Pouring rain. Power goes out in the restaurant we're at.
Oh, no.
And I shit you not, you just start to see a tornado forming on the road in front of us. And we're both just like, man, they keep postponing the show. Bands are getting set back. We cut our losses and left.
Oh, yeah. I don't blame you at all.
They ended up playing again. They still ended up playing that night.
Really?
We missed Theory of a Dead Man.
Okay.
Which, whatever. Disturbed was playing that night, so I missed them.
Yeah.
But both Killswitch Engage was playing, and I don't know if they did it because they all got a shorter set. But Light the Torch was there.
So Jesse and Howard were both there
on the same day, and so I was
weird.
Kind of upset because I was like, "Man, is something gonna happen with that?" Because that was always my thing. I didn't get to see, and Jesse obviously being the original singer from the first album.
That's who I saw.
Okay,
Jesse, because he had already rejoined the band. Because I saw them in 2018. I think.
Okay, yeah, no, so. And that was my thing. So I will probably never get to see Killswitch Engage how I typically know them.
With Howard.
Yeah. But I actually really like Light the Torch.
Yeah, they're cool. I remember when they first came out, and I was like, oh, this is pretty interesting.
I was going to say, I'm glad that he ended up actually stepping aside to do something that actually worked out.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that step aside to do stuff, and it just doesn't take off.
Yeah. Right now I'm looking at Rock Hits 2004 on Apple Music.
Yep.
but it's confusing because it's
stuff from 2003.
yeah,
and
Breaking the Habit was on there, and I'm like,
no,
Meteora
came out in
yeah,
02
yeah. I was like,
or 02 or 03.
I think it's 03. Like that wasn't 04.
No, Spotify does the exact same thing.
But yeah, see, all this came out in 03. It's confusing.
Rise Rise by Rammstein.
Oh,
came out in
yeah.
04.
I was supposed to. Okay, so I love Rammstein.
Rammstein, however you pronounce it. I took German for 3.5 years.
The only German I know comes from Rammstein songs.
Yeah, I don't speak German.
So I was supposed to see them last September. It was supposed to be the day after I moved in for college. It was supposed to be at Soldier Field.
That's right.
It was going to be me, my dad, Justin, and one of my dad's friends from work. And then that obviously got canceled because it was supposed to be like September 3rd. Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, that was gone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was way gone. And then it got rescheduled for 2021. And I was like, sweet. I still get to see Rammstein. And now it's rescheduled for September of 22. So who knows if I'll ever actually get to see it, because I was really, really excited about that concert. I love Rammstein. That's the one with America and Mind Tile, which are probably two of my favorite Rammstein songs.
Yeah. What else came out? Did this album come out this year?
Yeah, see, it's confusing. You're looking at Rock Kids 2004. Cool. And it's
still not getting any. Simple Plan.
You're more familiar with that than I am.
Yeah, no. This was Welcome to My Life, Crazy.
Okay.
Perfect. This is... Or actually, no. Perfect might have just been... Perfect was just the acoustic version because they had one more album before this. No, I don't want to look at their single right now.
Yeah, just...
Their release is still confused. But yeah, no, this is all over the... Spotify is... This is messy.
Yeah, this is... I'm looking at Google, and even Google is messy. Good Charlotte released an album in 2004.
They did.
Yeah.
Yes, they did. That... Good Charlotte's kind of been in and out for me.
Yeah.
It's because I remember hearing. It was funny because I talked about this last time, I think, too. I think it was Girls and Boys.
Yes.
I don't think that was on the album that came out in 04, though.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing that on SingStar. Because I'm pretty sure I talked about last time, but I don't remember.
You talked about SingStar last time.
I don't remember what song about it was for, though.
Another pop punk band that released an album in 2004 that I actually enjoy, Jimmy Eat World, came out with an album in 2004.
Yes,
Futures.
but it wasn't. Yeah, but
it wasn't the big one.
It wasn't the big one. That's the thing.
Bleed American was the big one.
Yeah, no, Jimmy Eat World was always. They were always kind of there.
Yeah, fair.
I don't mind them.
They opened for Green Day on that tour. That would be pretty cool to see.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. They're kind of more like Weezer type pop punk, like a little more interesting and experimental, you know. So that's kind of always why I've liked them a little bit more.
No, 'cause, yeah, they were. I don't really know how to describe my feelings for them. Like they're.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like I said, they were just kind of there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I don't know. We covered a lot of the stuff we said we were going to talk about.
Yeah, I know we've talked about every album that I like from 2004.
I was going to say, I think I've hit everything that I would have talked about, but...
As you can see, this copy of American Idiot is a little beat up because this thing's been played a couple times. Yeah, this was my first favorite album, and then discovered Bon Jovi as well.
Yeah, Bon Jovi didn't release anything in 04, did they?
I don't think so.
I'm sure it was all like right before and right after.
We're gonna find a way to talk about Bon Jovi in every episode.
Oh yeah, no, that wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, no, they released 02 and 05.
Oh man, 05 would have been "It's My Life," wouldn't it?
05 was Have a Nice Day.
Oh, Have a Nice Day. That one is actually really good.
Yeah, It's My Life was
02.
2000, I thought.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're getting.
Maybe it is 02. I don't remember it being on Bounce.
Have a Nice Day is the only Bon Jovi album I know back to front from the 2000s. Actually, from after like 1990.
I have no idea when It's My Life came out.
Did it come out, or do we all just make that up? We all just made up a Bon Jovi
No, dude,
song.
I remember that music video. That.
Nope, didn't come out, man. Doesn't exist.
Dude, it's not fair.
It doesn't exist. We made it up. It's
No.
My Life doesn't exist.
Okay, hold on. Now I gotta look it up. When did it come out?
Okay, now this is a tangent.
Okay, maybe. It's My Life, no doubt, comes up.
No Doubt released a compilation album in 2004.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it was their 2000 album. Crush.
Okay, so you were right. Nope, I still refuse to believe that song exists. You've seen the picture, total tangent here, but you've seen the picture of the dude who got a tattoo, and it said, "It's is my life," and it was attributed to John Bovey. You ever seen that picture? It's great.
No. Okay, Spotify decided to just, like, have one of those, like, only you things, and it asked if you could have dinner with any artist. What would it be?
Oh, God.
And I'm like, I don't know why Spotify is asking me this right now, but,
What's the answer?
I don't know.
Is it Riff Raff?
No. No. It is most definitely not Riff Raff.
Is it Fred Durst?
Do you just, like, take me for a joke?
No.
You know, I thought something from Avenged Sevenfold was released in 04.
It was 03, I think.
It was 03 and 05. It was Waking
Yeah.
the Fallen in 03 and then City of Evil in 05.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's a bunch of stuff released in 04, and then there's a bunch of stuff released the 2 years on the side.
Yeah. There's a few things that I want to talk about in 04, and then all the other things I'm like, oh yeah, oh nope, 03 or 05, no
Yeah,
way.
it's like, God damn it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, how long are we going for right now?
We're running out of time anyway. It's
Are we?
12:30, yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, I don't think we went for an hour, but
We went close enough. How about that?
yeah, sure, we went close enough. This one was we recorded on the day that we weren't supposed to, because the day we did was a mess. This week is a mess for us.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, as you can see, I don't really listen to as much music from 2004.
Right.
Not that it's not a good year. I mean, 2 fantastic albums came out, and more that I don't have copies of that are really good came out in 2004. It's just there's less that I'm familiar with in 2004, because I was 2 years old, and then even after the fact, I wasn't really listening to any of that, you know. So
Fair enough.
actually, funny little side note. There's a song from Leviathan by Mastodon in the second Monsters Inc. movie, so Monsters University. There's a song by Mastodon.
Really?
Yeah, you've seen it, right?
Yeah.
There's a scene where they get dropped off by somebody's mom, and she says, "Oh yeah, I'll just be sitting here listening to my music," and she rolls up the window, and you just hear Mastodon blasting out of the car in this Disney movie.
You're right.
And like, who at Disney was like, "Hey, you know what band should go in this movie? Mastodon."
Speaking of which, actually,
Oh, Jesus.
I was at my mom's house yesterday, watching my siblings, and SpongeBob was on.
Okay.
And the episode
Pantera?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The week before Sadie goes out of hibernation, and it's like musical guest Pantera, and I'm like, I totally forgot about this.
I'm an idiot. I can't believe we didn't talk about it. 2004 was the year Dimebag was murdered.
Yeah.
Not an album or anything, but that's important.
That is important.
I can't believe I forgot about that. Yeah, that was 2004.
I didn't realize that was 04.
Yeah.
Like I said, all specific years.
Yeah.
I know the cluster of stuff.
Yeah. So
But-
for those of you unfamiliar, Dimebag Darrell was the guitarist for Pantera, along with his brother Vinnie Paul, who was the drummer. And Pantera did not end amicably. They hated Phil Anselmo. So Pantera kind of just blew up, fell apart. Vinnie and Dimebag went and formed Damage Plan, and they were playing a show in, I don't know, I think it was probably Texas, because that's where they were from. And a fan who blamed Dimebag for breaking up Pantera rushed the stage and shot him. And yeah, that was 2004. So that was a huge loss to the music world that happened in 2004.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe I forgot about that.
Yeah, no, that is,
Yeah. And then, so I think Damage Plan must have come out in 2004 then, too.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Damage Plan is okay. Their projects outside of Pantera, I'm not a huge fan of. I never really liked Hell Yeah.
Never really listened to.
Yeah, Newfound Power by Damage Plan, the only album they released, came out in 2004. It's okay, but
I actually have heard a little bit of Hell Yeah, and it's not bad, but
it's not bad. I just
because Vinnie Paul, he died 2018 or 2019?
2018, the day after my birthday. Actually.
Yeah, so, really.
No, it was on my birthday. It was like 11 o'clock at night on my birthday. The news came out. Yeah, so the day after this releases actually will be that day, June 22nd, my 19th birthday. Yeah.
19th. Shit.
Yeah.
All right, so I got the next year pulled up.
Okay, what is it? Hit me.
1976.
Oh man, we're 1 year off from the huge punk explosion where the Ramones and the Sex Pistols and the Talking Heads came out. 76 is good though.
I have no clue.
Yeah. 76 is good.
I don't have the slightest clue.
If we were doing 77, we'd be able to talk about like every punk band ever, but
oh, okay.
2112 came out in 76. Yeah,
Yep.
Jailbreak by Thin Lizzy, Hotel California, Station
Thunder.
to Station by Bowie, A Day at the Races, The Royal Scam, Rocks, Boston.
I love that Boston album. That is...
I'm not a huge fan, but Rainbow Rising, Agents of Fortune, Rock and Roll All Over, Left Overture, Frampton Comes Alive, Sad Wings of Destiny, Songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder. Destroyer, Night Moves, Alice Cooper Goes to Hell. Tales of Mystery and Imagination by the Alan Parsons Project. That one's really cool. It's all based on Edgar Allan Poe poems.
Okay.
Wind and Wuthering by Genesis, Technical Ecstasy by Sabbath. Yeah, no, this will be fun. Fly Like an Eagle.
We'll have to see. We'll see if we can because we have like 4 days until we record the next one, so we'll have to see if maybe we could find someone to come on with us, because I am not familiar with this year whatsoever.
I was wrong. The Ramones' debut album came out in 76, but then Leave Home came out in 77, and that was like the first bigger one. So yeah, we can talk about the Ramones. I actually have a lot of these records on vinyl just because they're so easy to find.
AC/DC is on there, but
not a big fan.
Yeah,
personally.
not a big fan. So yet
Never
again,
have
thanks
been.
for tuning in to
Yeah,
OCD.
we'll see you later. Yeah, before we start that shitstorm of I don't really like AC/DC. Yeah. So I know that this week probably was a little more barren than last week.
Yeah. It's just been a weird week for all of us here.
Yeah, and I'm just not as familiar with the early 2000s. But 1976, looking forward to that.
Yeah, same here. I was going to say, I'm learning a lot more than I knew when I came in during these shows, and that's really all I care about. If you guys are listening, great. If not, I'm doing them anyways, so...
Yeah, we're doing these. I don't care if you listen or not. We could get half of you, and I'll still do this. I'm having fun right now, so...
And that's really all I care about. It's a bunch of bullshitting for an hour, and it's just one big excuse.
To talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next week, I'll have to bring in my super deluxe box set reissue of 2112. Yeah.
We're not gonna have a table next week. It's gonna be covered.
Oh God, dude. I'm telling you, I know I've said it before. 1988 is my favorite year for music, and when we get to that year, we're gonna need like 3 tables, and we might need 2 episodes because it's gonna be a lot.
I was gonna say, you were talking about your dad coming on for that one.
Yeah, my dad might want to do that one.
We may have to reconfigure the set.
Honestly, we might need more than 1 table because I can think of at least 2 hands worth of fingers of albums that I have physical copies of from that year, and it'll be like that for a lot of the 70s and 80s. It's gonna be ridiculous.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, we're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah.
Thank you for sticking to the end if you did.
Yes.
If not, you're not hearing this anyways. This is OCD-60 episode 2, 2004. Next week we will be back with 1976.
Yeah.
And hopefully we will finally be on your podcast streaming platforms, but we'll find out. We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.